Yo, what's up, Facebook? It's your boy Lover J. And you know what today is. It's food for thought. Today we're going to be talking about women's image. How do we feel about our women and how they look? Are we too focused on image? We're going to talk about it right now. I hope everybody had a good day, good week, having a good week. I'm praying for everybody, trying to come up together. I hope everybody's feeling well, doing good. Everybody's staying healthy. Everybody working on themselves to get a little better than they were the other day. Right now we listen to the sounds of Mike C. If y'all can hear that in the back. This is Stress Clouds by Mike C. Go listen on the SoundCloud. Check them out. Women's image is the topic for today. Give a little time, see if people want to join in. Again, I always appreciate everybody tuning in, showing love, giving your support. You know, that's all you need to make it in this game, is that support. So if you like what you hear, you like the content, share it, like it, leave comments. You know, we here to talk, okay? It's food for thought. Women's image. I want to know what people think about this. I really want to know what people think about women's image. Just image in general. Pablo tuning in. Shout out to Pablo. Thanks for tuning in, sir. I miss you, man. Mi hermano. We're talking about women's image. Let's switch it up to when we listen to Mindful MC. Y'all check out Mindful MC as well. But yeah. So I think in this life and in our society, we have put the women in a position that they can only be used or viewed as something sexual or something to be had, as in their only usefulness is their image. And the movies and our commercials, our advertisements, you know, everything that we have that's our media puts them in a position that views them, causes us to view them as only a sexual being. So it puts we hypersexualize the female image, thus taking away a lot of the properties a female has. You know, a female is worth way more than just what she looks like. So I feel like, you know, there's an issue I feel with, you know, women and how they feel, because okay, we put all these images in front of them, we show them, you know, how they're supposed to look, how they're supposed to dress, we show them these images, but when they do dress like this and they try to look like this, you know, they are immediately put down and shamed for looking like that, you know. So it's really very confusing to me, it seems, for a female. I'm not a female, I'm just speaking on, you know, things that I've noticed or how I feel. Again, this is just my opinion. That's why I'm talking. That's why I'm here to talk. I want to know what you guys think. This is just what I think. I'm trying to get a fuller picture of what I'm seeing and trying to understand, you know. But it just seems like that. Okay, so at the same time, we put them as a sexual being, but we do not let a female express themselves sexually. Like, they're not supposed to want to have sex or be sexual. Like, that's a bad thing for them. And I don't understand that. You know, like, we're all human beings, we're all sexual creatures, and it's okay for a man to express his sexual, you know, desires or to be sexual. But they somehow twist that for a female. And to me, that makes no sense, because you put them in a sexual role all the time. Yet when they try to express themselves sexually, they are put down. So that's a contradiction right there. That doesn't make any sense. Shout out to Steven. Thank you, Steven, for tuning in. We talk about women's image. But yeah. So it's kind of always lost to me how that is. And I don't think that a woman should be ashamed of their sexual energy. I think it's good and healthy, because, you know, we as humans, that's what we do. That's how we reproduce. That's how we continue our line, you know. And I don't see anything wrong with it, you know. Of course, you have to be staying safe, you know, and taking care of yourself. I'm not saying just go out there and be crazy and do all kind of stuff. You got to be safe. You got to take care of yourself. But I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, we got a comment. Steven comments. He said, I think the world we live in, men or women, it's full of lust. We are taught at a young age about sex. Yes, we are. Since we're little, because it's all over the place. You gotta understand. You see it everywhere you go. You gotta see it in commercials. You're gonna see it driving down the street. You're gonna see it, you know, when you're watching YouTube or when you're listening to the radio. It's all over the place, because sex sells. That's just the fact of the matter. Sex is going to sell, and it's the easiest thing to sell. So that is what they use a lot to promote products and things like that. But we also have to understand, well, how do I want to say this? We have to understand what sex is and how it's appropriate. Because a lot of the times what we're seeing or what we're shown is either a fantasy, something that's not real, but what they show, they make you want. And what you're wanting is a fantasy, and it's not necessarily what all sex is or what it is. They distort your image, so you get that in your head, and now you're thinking this is how it's supposed to be. So we all kind of just get confused on this road, and nobody really knows what's going on. We're all just lost trying to figure it out, because when we get there, we're like, well, this is not really what I wanted. So we kind of get lost in that. That's what I think about that. But yeah, I think just women are put in a position where they just can't win, man. They can't win. We're all in that position, but women got it the worst, especially when it comes to image. Because a man can look good no matter what. It doesn't matter what they look like. They can be skinny, they can be huge, fat, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what they look like. They can still strut around and wear whatever they want, say whatever they want, you know what I mean? And nobody, you know, really says anything about that. But a woman, on the other hand, doesn't have that same freedom. Like every woman has to look a certain way, be a certain type. And usually it's an image that is unnatural. Like, I don't understand why we want to keep, why the image we have of women, we want to keep everybody a skinny, you know, size 0, negative size, if that's even possible. And you know what I mean? Blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever you want to call it. I don't understand that image. You know what I mean? I just don't understand it. Because if we all are seeking that image, like, where is the diversity? First of all, it doesn't make any sense. There's no diversity, and not everybody is genetically built to look like that. You know what I mean? Some people are genetically built to be big. Okay? Some people are genetically built to be skinny. Whatever size that they may be. You got to understand, you have to be comfortable with who you are, and with who you are is beautiful. A lot of people, there's people out there, they're putting these images out. That's one person's view of what they think a beautiful woman is, okay? And that's what gets promoted, but that's not necessarily everybody's point of view. We all have different views and what we see as beautiful, and different ideas of what we think is beautiful. It's just unfortunate that we get this one image, and then a lot of women try to be this image when that's not necessarily. You don't have to do that. Like, there's other ways you can go. You can be comfortable just the way you are. You got to understand they're doing this to sell products to you. They don't care about your health. They don't care about your well-being. They're trying to sell you whatever it is this product is that they're selling. So especially when it comes to like makeup, you know what I mean? They're going to show you an image of a woman, you know, with as much makeup possible. Because the more makeup you wear, the more product that they sell, the more money that goes into their pocket. Okay? They're trying to get you to fit in the clothes that a normal human being can't wear. So you're always striving, trying to be this person that you can never be. You're always trying to be getting over on your, you know, the next person that's beside you. Okay? And that creates a endless cycle. So you're always spending that money trying to attain an image that you can't get. Look at the plastic surgery. You know what I mean? All that stuff. The makeup, the clothes, you know, everything like that is designed to get you to buy something. Okay? You guys have to understand this is the advertisement. They're trying to get you to buy their product. In order to get you to buy their product, they make it seem like, oh, you are not beautiful unless you look like this. And to look like this, we have something that we can give you to help you. But that constantly is always changing what they want you to look like or what their image is or whatever idea they put out there. It changes. So guys, beware of that. Let me look at what some people are writing. Steven says, we can look at Disney cartoons, the girls dress revealing, so we can't knock how people are raised. You have to just educate the perception on how women will be treated. Education is key, even if it's not by your parents. I have a daughter and flip out when they have crop tops in her size. Just crazy. The devil wants our babies. And this is true, Stephen. Thank you for your comment. You know, I've thought about this for a long time too. And, you know, I work at the airport, so I see thousands, you know, hundreds of thousands of people every day. Okay, so I see, you know, all the women, how they dress, the styles, you know, from kids to, you know, old ladies. Okay, I see them all. And, you know, I do think that there is an appropriate attire that you should wear. Like, I don't think you should go out of your house and, you know, be showing yourself, you know, like, you shouldn't show your business all over the place. But at the same time, you know, if you're a grown person, you're your own person, I believe that we still need to respect you as a person no matter what you're wearing. You know, what you're wearing should not affect how I perceive you. And it does. It's hard. You can't really get past that. You can only know that in your head. And then when you start thinking about something, like we see a girl in short shorts, we automatically assume, oh, well, look at this hoe, or, you know, whatever she's doing. And I don't think that's not fair to whoever. We see a girl dressed in, you know, and you got to understand, sometimes a woman can just dress like they have a dress on, but because of their body shape, we see it as a sexual outfit, and it's not really. It's just that's how their body is. So I don't think, you know, the way we dress, we need to readdress the way we dress, okay, and how we see it, because I believe that we've been so hypersexualized with these images that we automatically see everything as sexual, and it doesn't need to be. Like, we only see the human body, especially of women, as a sexual thing. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying, it doesn't really matter what you're wearing. You just have to change your mind's perception of how you see women. Like, don't just look at them like sexual objects, because you got to understand, this is a culture thing. Clothes are culture, okay? You go different areas, you might see the women walking around naked. When you go parts of Africa, because it's hot. Okay, you got to understand it's a culture thing. So you got to think about, okay, when they first came to Africa and they saw, oh, everybody's running around naked, so they must be savages. Like, you know, that's not a fair assumption to make. Okay, that's just their culture. That's what they choose to wear. That's their attire, you know. I think we got to get that in our heads. First of all, your clothes are not really important. That kind of goes into with men now and how they're wearing dresses and skirts and all that stuff, do I feel like it's okay? You know, would I wear a dress or a skirt? No, I don't. To me, that is a women's clothes. I don't want to wear that. But hey, if you want to wear a skirt or a dress, whatever, that's your business. I don't care. It shouldn't matter. It's just clothes. You know what I mean? It's just fabric. It doesn't matter. In my opinion, that's my opinion at the moment. You know, I thought about this for a long time and how I feel about it. And yes, it could be a plot to, you know, feminize our men. But I'm just saying, you just get education, and then you know you got to learn these things. Like there used to be a time, long time ago, back in the day, where they would have the kids, they would dress them in dresses. The boys, they would dress them in little dresses. And there's pictures, like they take pictures like that was appropriate. So attire changes with the times, you know. So I just don't think we should judge people on by what they're wearing. Oh snap! We had an error with the computer, y'all. Sorry about that. Got that blue screen of death. I don't know why. But anyways, yeah. And then Kat, thanks for tuning in. Kat says we need more body positive media sources. And I absolutely agree with that 100%, because we are flooded with things that are just negative to us as a society, as a race of humans. Like, I don't understand, you know, why we just all have to be looking the same. Like, you know, we came out all different. Like, we came out of the womb different. We were designed to be different. We weren't designed to all be the same, you know. Diversity is in our genes. Like, we all can't be the same person. And I hate when everybody is just trying to chase the same, you know, body type or the same, you know, type of figure. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. You know, be who you want to be. Whatever you're comfortable as, that's who you should be. Now, I also think that you should be healthy as an individual. I think but that's your choice. If you don't want to be healthy, man, who am I to tell you? I'm saying you should be healthy for you. You shouldn't be healthy for anybody else, because, you know, who cares about anybody else? You know what I mean? Be comfortable with whatever it is that you want to wear, because who cares about anybody else? Now, with that being said, you got to understand that you're going to get some feedback on things that you're wearing or how you choose to be, no matter what. Now, you know, we can't get rid of that. So you just have to be aware of that. But, you know, whoever you're going to be comfortable in that person, you know, and then it won't matter what, you know, whoever says, somebody walking down the street says something to you crazy. It doesn't matter, because you're comfortable with who you are and this is what you've chosen to do. So you are okay with that. Shout out to Mia Moore tuning in. I just ate those delicious muffins that my wife made. I don't know if you've seen a picture of it, but they're really good. Thank you, babe. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about women's image. It's Food for Thought Wednesday. I hope everybody's enjoying the conversation. I just got done talking about, we were talking about, Stephen made a comment about Disney and how the characters in Disney are usually dressed, you could say provocatively, I guess. You know, they'll have like short dresses on, or, you know, their belly showing, you know, and we were saying, you know, that kind of promotes a image of that's how our kids are supposed to dress. And I just said, you know, that's true in everything. And I agree with that. I agree you should want to be modest in your attire. You know what I mean? Shout out to Matthew. Thanks for tuning in. I think you should be, you know, humble in your attire. I don't think you should go out and you know, be showing all your goodies to everybody. But, you know, that's not for me to say. And I think that it should still be okay for you to wear that. And then I was talking about how, you know, a woman might have curves. She might have a big butt. She might have big breasts. So if she puts on a dress, you know, it might just be a normal dress on a person that didn't have these assets. But on her, we view it as a sexual thing, okay? Just because she's well endowed. You know, she has thick curves, whatever, okay? So I just think we need to change our mind in how we look at a female body because I think we look at a female body and we automatically just see them as a sexual creature instead of just this is a human female body. I think we need to get more comfortable with the female body, the real female body, just so it's not, I don't know, maybe it's just like a shock to people when we see these things, okay? Because like I said, you could be a male and look any kind of way and you'll be okay. You don't really get too much feedback for how you look. You know what I mean? You look at Rick Ross. Rick Ross is a big dude. He walk around with his shirt off. Nobody really says nothing like, oh, that's what's hot. You know what I mean? That's hot. You be a big dude with no shirt on. You're hot. I don't know. Maybe it's because he has money. I don't know. I don't know the situation. But I'm just saying, if a woman was to do that, you wouldn't hear the end of it. Like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, people lose their minds. They go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real. Josh, shout out to Aftershock tuning in. What'd he say? Let me see. Let me read your comment. He said, it's hard to tell the age of women these days. Some 14-year-olds dress like 40-year-olds. I don't agree with that at all. And again, that's like I said, I'll tell you that dressing is a culture thing. It's culture. Okay? And I agree. There is some, 13. Now it's getting younger and younger. 12-year-olds that dress older than they are. And I think it's, the media and, all our advertisements and everything are taking away the kids in us. Like, they're taking away our time to be a kid. And they're, like I said, they're focused too much on their image and what they look like and trying to reach this image of a sexual being. That's what they promote in this sex. Okay. So these young girls are seeing that. They don't know any better. You know what I mean? And half the time their parents don't know any better because their parents are still kids when they had them. So they don't understand what's really happening. They're just dressing like this because they that's the way they think they're supposed to dress. That's what they see on TV. That's what their favorite actor is wearing. That's what, these people they look up to, that's what they're wearing. So this is what they're going to wear because that's what they see on TV. So as a parent, I think it's important for you to, like I said, education. You have to learn and teach your kids about what's right and what's wrong, what to dress and what not to dress. What's appropriate attire, for you. As a parent, it's between you as a parent and what you're teaching your kids. But your kids ultimately have the choice in what they decide to wear because, you can tell we all been kids, okay? Let's not pretend that we weren't kids, okay? You tell a kid something, hey, I don't want you to wear this. What are they going to do? They're going to go and wear it. You may not be looking, but they probably go out and wear it. They're probably going to do the opposite because they want to rebel and be their own person. And, they don't want somebody telling them what to do, just like you and me. We don't like people telling us what to do. Okay. But at the same time, you got to understand there's a danger when you're doing these things. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of child predators out there. Might even be child predators that are putting out these images, I don't know, okay, that are causing a problem out here. So, if you have a child, let's just think for a second, if let's say we have a child predator that is behind the scenes in the big corporations that are putting out these advertisements because this is what they fantasize about or what they like to see and what they're promoting, you know what I mean? You can get hurt, I know people that have gotten raped or have been touched in an inappropriate manner. Okay. This is what we have to dive into, the safety of it. I want people to be safe. So when you're going out and you are wearing certain things, you have to understand the attention that you are attracting to yourself. Okay. And I'm not saying that to, put down anybody that, like I said, you can wear whatever you want. I just said you need to be aware of the dangers and the attention that it brings to you. Is this the kind of attention that you want from anybody? Okay, let's understand that. Okay, you dressed in a certain way, you're attracting some kind of attention to you. It's a certain kind of attention that you are attracting. So you have to be aware of that. All right. Do you want, people to look at you just because of how you look or how you're dressing? Or do you want people to look at you because of who you are as a person? You want people to get to know you. So this is all coming out as how you dress, because you got to understand we're human. So right away, we make judgments the first thing we see. How we see something, we automatically assess the situation. Your brain does this automatically. It's a subconscious thing. We see something, we're automatically going to assess real quick what it is, how we think about it, how we feel about it, sometimes without you even realizing it. So you have to understand that. And all these images and you know, the TV commercials, advertisements, the things we hear and the things we see, they go into our subconscious mind and they affect how we think about things in our everyday life. So you got to be aware of that. But yeah, I just think it's an education thing. Aftershock with the women. Women got to educate themselves, like how they want to be portrayed, I think. But I still feel like we have, as a society, over-sexualized the female image. So we have made it not okay for them to wear certain things. Or if they wear certain things, we automatically put them in a certain category. All right. So, but the main thing is you gotta treat everyone with respect, no matter how they look or how they're dressed. You know, and it's hard to do. Okay, because I'm speaking from the male point of view. We have been taught that women are property instead of people or human. They're property. And it is our responsibility to, you know, take ownership of that property, if that makes sense. So we got to get out of that mind state, I believe. Shout out to Hannah. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the love. We talking is food for thought. We talking about women's image. Women's image. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to say or comment or speak on? How can we improve the way that we see the female? What are things that we can do? What are your guys' opinions about how the females are portrayed in our society? Anybody have any comments? Questions? Anything they would like to interject into the conversation that would be helpful? So yeah, my thing is, you know, just for all the males watching, you know, first and foremost, I think we have to. Oh, thanks, Paps MC, tuning in. I appreciate you, man. I think we need to minimize our media intake, if that makes sense. We got to start cutting down on what we watch and be wary of what we watch on TV, because if you, whether you know it or not, you learn something new every day. Everything that you watch and you listen to goes into your ears. Your brain is interpreting that and picking it up, and your mind actually changes. Your whole body chemistry changes with everything that you learn, watch, and see. Okay? So we have to be aware of what we're watching, what we listen to, what we let go into our bodies. Okay? This goes for, you know, as far as nutrition goes, this goes for, you know, same thing too, as what you, like I'm talking about, like what movies you watch, what TV shows you watch, what music you listen to, you know, all that stuff. You got to be aware of that, because once you're aware of that, you'll start to make some changes in what you do. I think you'll notice the difference. Just try it out. You don't got to take my word for it. Try it out. If you watch a lot of things, you know, that puts the women in a certain position, you know, stop watching that for a while. You know, stop watching that for a while and then think to yourself, how do you want to perceive women? You know, I know some, we got family. I know we all got mothers. We all got mothers, right? Okay. Every woman you see has a potential to be somebody's mother. Some of us have sisters. Every woman you see has the potential to be somebody's sister. That's somebody's family right there. How would you want somebody to treat your mother? How would you want somebody to treat your sister? You know, think about that. And then put that idea in how you treat women, okay? How would you want to be treated? That's the golden rule. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. It's very simple. It's not that difficult. You know what I mean? When you're walking down the street, do you want to be yelled at and called all kinds of names and disrespected? I don't think so. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Okay? That's what you need to do. Whatever change that you want to see, that's what you need to do in your life. These are the small things that you can do. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. And there's no reason to feel bad, you know, because we all men's here, okay? We got feelings, okay? You can't control the way you feel. All right? I'm just saying, get yourself in order. Get your feelings in order, okay? That doesn't mean you still got to be disrespectful. Be respectful. All right? That's all I'm saying. It's food for thought. Topic of the day was women's image. Oh, thank you, Onyx. Onyx, she tuning in. She says this. She said, anybody can be a victim. Women get attacked while jogging. A rapist is a rapist. They don't just look for short skirts. Exactly. Okay. And she makes a good point. It's not just, you know, oh, the woman that's wearing some provocative clothing. This case, she's asking for it, you know. Just normal attire, okay? You got to understand, a predator is a predator. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter to him what you look like, how you're dressed. They just don't take an opportunity. They see a woman by themselves, you know, they'll take advantage. You'll be taken advantage of. So women got to be safe in everything that you're doing. I'm saying it's hard out here for y'all. I'll be worried about y'all. I don't know, man. It just seems like, you know, it's hard for you guys to really go out and be the person that you want to be. Okay? Now, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how you can deal with that situation because, you know, of course, there's a lot of psychological things that are wrong with people that are doing those types of things. A lot of people wrong with the rapists. They feel, you know, I can't go into that. I can't really go into that mind state. But I think, again, we just got to get out of the mind state that we see women as objects. No matter what they're wearing, they're just objects. Women are here for us. We think that they're, like I said, our property, and we have to take ownership of them so we can just take them anytime and do whatever we want with them. Okay? And that's not the case. Thank you for that, Onyx. I appreciate you. Anybody have anything else they want to add? Food for thought. We talking about women's image. I think we had a good talk today. I thank everybody for tuning in. Of course, always, if you like the video, share it to your friends. You know, bring your peoples in for the next one so we can all just have a discussion together and we can learn together. You know, I'm here trying to get better. Let's all get better together. Let's do this, man. There's a lot of things in life that are taking us back. A lot of things in life that are negative. You know, I'm trying to start something positive. You know, we're going to talk about it. Anybody have anything else they'd like to say? Now's the time. If not, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Get up out of here. coffee. I don't know what happened to my computer. It just shut down like that. But yeah, I think we're done for the day. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Food for Thought. The topic was women's image. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Thank you guys for all the questions. Appreciate the comments. Shout out to Aftershock, Onyx, Kat, Steven. Thanks for all the comments, making this talk more interesting. I appreciate everybody. Till next time, peace, love, and God bless.